Welcome. We hope you had a wonderful weekend. Today we're going to discuss something about what happened this weekend on Saturday, the GT3 Masters round five, where we had Rudy Van Buren
Yeah.
and many more other information, and as usual, discussions and a Q&A as usual. But first, obviously, this cannot happen. All these things happening here at World Pro Racing cannot happen without the sponsors, and so we'll be back with you after the advertising slot. Thank you.
saħħalsulhom il-fuel. Ara ġej.
Wara ftit ġranet kellna rebbieħ ieħor fil-logħba tagħna kontra 30 sekonda bil-maqlub.
Suqu fuq ir-riserva xejdu le mhix se tieqaf.
Il-ġimgħa d-dieħla nkunu fuq pompa tal-enemed oħra nagħtu xi ħaġa oħra.
Welcome. Thanks for staying with us to watch our sponsor videos. It's very important for us to show these videos because they support us in any way they can, and that's why we are here.
I see everything frozen there, but
Yeah,
I don't know why.
that's the network though, probably. Welcome, as usual, for those who don't know who we are. I'm Justin Mifsud,
I'm Adrian Figallo,
and we are coming from
World Pro Racing.
We had the 5th round of the World Pro Racing GT3 Masters, fueled by NMED last Saturday, last weekend, where we had Rudy Van Buren as a special guest. I think it was the easiest race that we had in this championship. No
Actually,
penalties. I don't know if...
No, there was one incident that actually we didn't take fair direction on, but otherwise it was a fairly great race. As Justin said, no penalties given. We saw different packs, different cars actually running through the whole race all together, so they had the same pace, so definitely a great race to watch. Unfortunately, there were some retirements also because of some spinning and crashing, but that's part of racing.
And
But
somebody
definitely
disconnected.
Somebody disconnected. I wouldn't be like in his headphones, in his arms, in his brain, in his
Mr.
ears.
Capit.
Mr. Risto Capit. But unfortunately, disconnected during the race. And obviously also it actually compromised his placing also in the championship as a driver, you know. So
Yes, and something that we already said at the end of the race on Saturday, that Rudy proved that even though they were saying that the Porsche is underrated,
yeah.
in fact, I mean, the Porsche was finishing like in the mid pack and sometimes a bit further down. But when Ruby drove the car, Rudy, not Ruby.
Rudy.
He proved that the Porsche is also good. I mean, it comes also from the skill of the driver, and so even though Rudy just flew 19 seconds gap between
that's right.
second driver, there was a good race between the other 4 cars, the Edge Sports and ACR.
Yeah.
They started and kept the same position throughout the whole race, and
with,
they kept like a second.
They were like
gap.
with the Aston Martin and Audis.
Aston Martin and Audis, and also the same. Audi was also another car underrated.
Underrated, yeah.
It was not going to perform. I think Zandvoort was that track where I think all the cars could have performed well. Why? There's not much long straights, corners,
It's a
wide,
very
narrow track.
It's actually a very it's a very balanced mix of straights and curves that gives all vehicles, all cars the right performance in such tracks. So it's a very close mix between corners and straights, because those are the areas where different cars have different performances. As Justin said, Rudy managed to get a gap of, if we do a quick sum of a second every 3 minutes. So definitely great race from him. And as Justin said, also from the second pack coming up, it was great performance because they kept constant gap from the beginning to the end of the race. So
of course, and as I said already, the driver plays an important role, obviously, because he's driving, but also the setup plays another important role.
Yeah.
There was a driver who was not that good or they didn't have time enough to prepare their car for that track, and they had to race with a almost default setup, and it showed that a car with a default setup, you can race and you can drive well, but still you cannot compare yourself to somebody with a setup properly built for the track. Now we have to see the final round on the 21st of
Yes.
December at Le Mans, which
It's a 2-hour race.
let's forget the 2 hour and it's Le Mans. It's different. I mean, it's a long track, and we're going to see now which car performs better than the other
Yeah.
in terms of straight line speed and much more. So the setup is going to play a very
A very,
important
very
role.
big load. Yeah.
Load. So before we continue, as usual, follow us on our all our social media, and if you have any questions, as usual, every Monday we are open to any suggestions and questions. Any criticism is we are open for it. We accept any suggestions and we can read them, and we see how we can improve our streams, our broadcast, which every round is always getting better. Thanks to all our helpers that we had last
Yeah.
Saturday. We had Nathan Mifsud, who was on the replay system, Nathan Vella taking care of the server and adding the ballast, the penalties, Miguel Enriquez, who was taking the feedback from Adrian
me.
and George from the race control information and publishing them to my system, so I can put it live on your broadcast. If there is something that you would like us to have on our streams, or maybe races that you want us to organize. Talking about races to organize, we have the 2 hours of Bathurst coming on the 7th of December, which is next
Saturday.
It's a 2-hour race with the BTCC cars. Unfortunately, we had a dropout, 2 dropouts actually. So if there are any people who are interested in competing in this last special event of World Pro Racing for this year, you can visit this link, which I'm going to paste on our live streaming. Hello, Miguel Enriquez. It's the end of the championship already. That's it. Hello, Risto as well. Hey, there's the link on our Facebook and YouTube where you can register. There are only 2 slots, so first come, first served. Who registers first will be available to race.
If Risto's still following, he could now post a comment how he felt last Saturday.
Yeah.
When he had that disconnection. So you know what I mean.
I never
We get his feedback.
I never seen Risto since we've seen each other.
Yeah.
Angry or something
No,
like
no,
that.
not at all. But I think last Saturday he was.
I think so. And
with a good reason to be.
Especially where you couldn't join back during the race.
Yeah, that's right. Because it was during the race. Because if it was I think we have the comment, yes or not?
First in over 5 years. Yeah.
I know. The feeling was bad, Risto, I assume. So,
and we have no control on it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Unfortunately, it's something that nobody has control. It's
let's say if it happened to all the drivers, we could have went back to the warm-up session and we sort out the grid as it was in the qualifying, and then we do it again. But if it was just one driver or 2,
it's not something from our server.
Yeah,
so
of course,
it's like
of course
what he said actually.
But it is easier to recover from when it's not my own mistake. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, yes, we can agree with that. So yeah, it's a faster recovery.
So if you have any questions, feel free to send them, as long as they are.
Yeah, as long
educated.
as we are. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Once we're here, obviously Bathurst next Saturday.
Yes.
It's gonna be. I hope. Let's put it this way. Won't be so heavy on us, but having a 30-car grid on Bathurst, I think it's gonna be definitely something we need to watch out. It's definitely something that's gonna be challenging from our side also, because obviously enough, it's the first time actually having 2 hours on Bathurst. So let's see how this will develop. It's not the first 2-hour race, so that's fine. You know what I mean? 2 hours of monitoring. It's it's very fine, but obviously enough Bathurst has its own particular corners and particular accident spots. Let's put it this way, and I think if the drivers are actually quite cautious and training, I think we could reduce obviously those instances. Did Risto say something else or not?
No, he just Le Mans should be good for Mercedes.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for good luck with the busy schedule, guys. Keep up the live stream. Wish more big organization like Studio 397 also did stuff like this. Yes, I mean, we have provided that information of the ballast of the cars that we have for the Digital Masters, and hopefully, very, very, very near future, we will have the GT3 packs, and the endurance pack is already with the BOP sorted, if I'm not mistaken. But hopefully the GT3s as well will be equal, so that we can have events like we're doing all together. We have variety of cars, and we'll see a better competition like we have. Yeah, about Butters, it's important if somebody from the competitors is watching, make sure that you practice on our server. It's online. It's been online for quite some time now, and because it's not an easy track, it's one of my favorite tracks. And yeah, we're going to have a 30 grid. Hopefully
30 car grid, yeah.
30 car grid, and hope everybody joins, because these are all expenses for us, and without having races we cannot do anything. So please, if you registered, or at least if you cannot make it, inform us, as I informed already on our Discord. There are other people who wanted to join, and we had to refuse them because it was already full. If anybody is not on our Discord channel, I'm gonna paste again our Discord invite link, where you can join our Discord, because there we are always there, especially myself. If you need any questions, just send them to us and we can answer as much as possible. Discord is much better than Facebook, as in messaging and continue chatting. Discord is the best way to keep communication together, and there's quite a good number of members, over 300 members now, where we can communicate together, and questions, answers, whatever you want, feel free to message us, and we'll get back to you very, very shortly. So that's about the Butters race. And
don't have any more questions?
Not yet, no, not yet. This 2 hours of Butters is sponsored by GT Omega Racing, who are offering a wheel stand for the first driver. The second and third driver will be having the GT Omega backpacks. We can very vouch for these backpacks. We take them everywhere, not because they are our sponsors, but it's
apart
true.
from that, it's true.
Yes.
They are super comfortable. So.
It's true. It's true. I mean, wherever we go, meetings or whatever,
they can actually carry a lot of things inside. It's comfortable, good protection for your PC.
Exactly.
So it's actually a whole pack available there in these GT Omega racing backpacks.
Now, another
event. I wanted to say something about before going to the other event. If you have any ideas of possible discussions, and we try to make a particular topic with the developments and questions and answers every week.
We're going to have something.
Yeah, but it's like asking about this thing. So even for us, every Monday we can give you also information. If you, for example, ask to start looking into particular corners or questions or incidents or instances, where we obviously from my side I can even give further explanation to drivers, and obviously enough they can eventually learn from that. So it will be obviously my view, because just to put you in the picture, and sorry for interrupting, but
don't worry,
it came up to my mind. Just to put you in the picture, normally there is a panel of 4 stewards in every race. So in our case, okay, we're 2 of us. I'm the race director and acting as a steward also, and obviously there is George. But there are 4 stewards, because sometimes in particular situations there could be different views of this particular incident. So normally, let's put it this way, the drivers are the ones that see it more favorable to them, that they've done nothing. But anyway, so it will be my personal opinion, obviously enough, most near to the rules. So yes, I'm here. If you have any questions also, you can reach to us anywhere you want, and maybe we'll start putting a topic every week about that. Stewarding. You're waiting. It was an off topic. I know that you didn't have it. So
I was watching your volume, and you went low.
Yes,
low.
that's at the end of my speech. So,
talking about topics today, we're going to launch a project that we're Pro Racing been working on. So stay here, stay tuned, and don't leave away, because we're doing something new for the SimRacing community. It's not new. I mean, there are other such things like it, but we're going to put much more work on it to the sim racing community. Another event,
another challenge.
yeah, as usual. Another event coming up is, after the 2 hours of Bathurst, is the V8 Championship in collaboration with Wave Italy on the 17th of December. That's on a Tuesday. We're going to have the first round of the World Pro Racing V8 Championship in collaboration with Wave Italy, where we had a qualifiers phase, and the top 20 will qualified to this championship, and they will be racing each other on 7 different tracks, starting from the first round on Donington Park track. There's a variety of types of races: 10 minutes, 15. There's a 30-minute race, and there's also an endurance race in the final race at Bathurst for a change.
Bathurst.
Another one. Imagine Bathurst and V8s. I mean,
It's
there's
the
a good
perfect,
connection.
it's the perfect mix, you know what I mean? So
Of course. So
definitely it will be challenging also.
we're having drivers from V-Racer, from Williams, our team taking part there as well. GT Omega RPM Esports, TPC, yes, Trade Car, TCP Sim Racing team as well. Trade Car Price, yes, I think so. It's TCP. So we have a variety of teams as well competing, and the winner obviously will win a product from Wave Italy, which is
actually the Impetus Pro pedals, definitely top range pedals from Wave Italy, worth €1,500. So that is definitely a great price for whoever manages to take it home.
So yes, the V8 Championship, there's no applications open, so it's already for those who qualified. And yeah, it's going to be another one. It will be live streamed as usual, commentary on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So the calendar is already on our website, so make sure that if you want to watch this event, starting with the first round on the 17th of December, make sure that you put it in your calendar. If you click on the event, there will be options where you click on it and it will automatically add to your Outlook or Google Gmail or whatever calendar you have. So the final round of the GT3 Masters is on the 21st of December, as we said already. It's the last race of this championship in collaboration and sponsorship with NMED. And yeah, we hope that everybody will be there. Le Mans is a very nice track, especially for endurance. In fact, it's going to be a 2-hour race where you're going to see these drivers competing with the difficulties of each car. There's the good things of the car. There's another thing which is not good, and you know, there's a variety of cars, and we hope this time again we have all the competitors racing there. It's a different track with variety of corners, so the long straights. So
yeah, it's definitely an interesting track. So.
It depends a lot upon the driver's consistency and also the setup they are going to build for their cars. So make sure that you put this in your calendar. 21st of December, the last event of the year. Exactly, and we finish hopefully with a bang. And we also be doing the last Monday live show, me and Adrian, in a different format.
On the 23rd of December.
On the 23rd of December, we'll be having the last live show that we do every Monday, and then from next year we continue from the second week, I think, 7th or 8th.
Something like that, yeah. But we'll tell
the next
them
Monday.
days,
Yes, we start again immediately because 2020 is for us. We're happy that we're going into this 2020, but we're also scared about it because God knows what's coming.
And obviously enough, we need to see what's rolling very soon.
Yes, we have a lot of announcements to make, including another one today. Sponsorships, many other things coming up. Questions, because I forgot to check again. There are no any questions. If you have any questions, feel free to send them to us, and we answer as much as possible. We remind you again about the WPR F19 car, which we can show you again on the screen. The Formula car, which we have built in association with and collaboration with ASR Formula. This will be released on Steam, so you need to have Steam. Obviously, you all have Steam.
Yeah.
Go into the Steam community, subscribe to the mod, and it will be downloaded automatically onto your Steam, and you can drive and do whatever you want. Test it. Please use it and download it and give us feedback so we can give you. You can give us more information on how you feel in aspects of in terms of force feedback, whatever it is.
Whatever it is in the car, yeah.
All right, that's the car, and there's another one coming up after it. But first, we're going to do a championship with this car, with the WPR F19. It's similar to the Formula One cars, as Matthew Gallia once said, with the Hoover sound of the engine. And yeah, tell us everything about it. Don't be shy. We don't take anything offensive. We're doing this. We're giving you this to test it out for free, and let us know your feedback so we can improve it and we can release the championship as much as possible. Without your testing, we cannot continue. So
That's
feel
right.
free to download it. So about the next project about World Pro Racing, we've been working since 2017. Back then as SimRacing Malta, and now World Pro Racing. One of the reasons why we're pro racing, due to the international events that we're creating. It's not just locally. And we've been into the sim racing scene for quite a long time, especially myself in 2000s, quite a long time. And we love motorsport as well. We're into real motorsport.
Yeah.
And we came up with a website, a project for publishing information, news, helping sim racers, interviewing sim racers around the world. This is not about World Pro Racing only. Obviously, there will be news about World Pro Racing's events, but also other competitions of other companies or organizations. So we will be publishing information about anything about sim racing, even reviews and by people. If you have any information to submit, feel free to do so. And here is the website. It is simracingcenter.com, and I will give you also the Facebook. It's important now to like our page and follow it, because we're going to have quite interesting news. We have already some interviews there going on, and we have interviewed JeanDenis Villeneuve, Erhan Jajowski, and more information, anything about motorsport and especially sim racing. So I think we have quite a lot to say about sim racing. Let me send you the link of our Facebook page. In the meantime, Adrian can fill me out.
Oh, yeah, all right. Yeah, definitely it's going to be something interesting. As Justin said, it's like a general point of reference for sim racing and other, obviously.
There's going to be information about it, information about sim racing, news, what's coming up, anything. It's not about World Pro Racing, it's about any sim racing event, news, publishing about hardware, special events online, supporting streamers, supporting drivers, whatever it is. Feel free. If you have any event, send them to us. We will publish. We also need, if you're interested in creating articles about sim racing, on what's happening, or you have whatever it is, you have something, you have an idea, you have an option, or whatever it is, just send us the article or communicate with us, and we can create a user account for you, and you can publish as much as you like with links to your Facebook page, whatever you want. Any events. We'll be having also something like what we're doing now as World Pro Racing, but for SimRacing Center. We'll be having a weekly program talking about the news, what's happening, whatever it is, where it comes to car racing, simulation, motorsports, discussions about what happened in Formula One, what happened in any event, even in real life motorsport, new drivers, potential drivers that can go into real motors, whatever it is, sim racing, motorsport, whatever it is. I hope you can contribute to it. We need content writers. We're currently in discussions to seal partnerships with journalists to communicate with us and put information, videos. So we do not have any preference to any company. This is not World Pro Racing, it's anything about sim racing, and you can put anything you want. If there's a league, you have a league, publish it, don't worry. Send it to us, we will publish it. If there's a link of an event, live streaming, just put it there. Like our page, because obviously without the community, this is something that we've been working on, and we need to give something more to the community, which is not
That's right.
as World Pro Racing. It's SimRacing Center is the center of sim racing, where you can see whatever you want, a calendar of events, and it's good also for league organizers to see a center with all the calendar dates, so you don't clash together. Like, for example, there's the GT3 Masters going on, and then there's another endurance race or whatever it is of another company or an organization.
Not clashing. I think
Alright.
it will be next to the impossible.
Okay, so it is something that we're
But
not
obviously, it can help you out to set out your calendar.
it's not going to be biased on World Pro Racing. It's nothing to do with that. Yes, for every event of World Pro Racing will be published there to increase our exposure, but this is the same for other league organizers to put information there and get exposure yourself from SimRacing Center. Even if there's an event of another organization, whatever it is, we will put that live stream link on the website for exposure and to have more. What we want is to grow the sim racing community. That's all.
That's right.
It's about it. So
I think we've said enough today. Let's see if we have any questions, just in case.
yes, of course. Hi, Speed Force. How
Hi.
was it? How was it at the gym? Because he told us that he went to the gym. What do you think of Codemasters taking over slightly Matt Studios? Well, as usual, it's my opinion, not even Adrian's. And this is as World Pro Racing. We organize championships and events on all platforms depending on the community and the demand, as usual, as we said.
Yeah, that's right.
Codemasters, they have their own style of racing. As many people say, it's not a simulation, full simulation, or not even an arcade. So it's in the middle. Project Cars, it is more sided to the simulation.
Yeah.
So we don't know how they're going to work in terms of if it's a simulation or not. They have a lot of licenses, Project Cars. In fact,
That's right.
you keep scrolling, and they have many licenses for these cars, which is good. Because the more you have, the better. The sim racers can choose whatever they want to their liking, and they can race whatever they want. We, as World Pro Racing, are more into the simulation. In fact, we use our Factor, iRacing, and Race Room. We haven't done any Project Cars yet.
No.
But if there's the demand for it, yes, we can do. We are not based on, listen, we only create events on something that we haven't done yet, iRacing.
Yeah.
We are open to everything because we reach the whole community of sim racing. So we don't have any preferences. As World Pro Racing, personally, I do have my preferences. Even Adrian has. Everybody does.
His
But as-
personal, yeah.
It's a personal thing, but as World Pro Racing, we don't have any preferences. Although, yes, in our SimRacing Center, which will be opened soon, we are partnered with R-Factor 2. Because you have to use
Yeah.
one simulation. Yeah. So I hope they bring out a Gran Turismo rival. Yes, another thing, Gran Turismo is a very popular platform on PlayStation, which we haven't done yet, but we're prepared to do. So
We'll start some testing hopefully very soon.
yes, hopefully I think it will be now next year to start doing
Testing
testing.
might be before, but obviously enough.
So yes, we'll be also doing events in Gran Turismo. We will start doing some tests. And yes, as we said, we're pro racing. We're not sided to any simulation when it comes to online racing. So yes, personally, and I don't think Adrian did as well. I never tried Gran Turismo.
No, never.
We've seen it. I've been following the
Following it,
championship
yes,
going
yes,
on,
that's
the
right.
FIA
We
championship.
discussed with people that actually race Gran Turismo, so.
So I have no idea of feeling, of force feedback, of how if it's sided a lot to simulation or to arcade. From what I see on the YouTube links, streaming and comments, more people say it's the arcade style, but I cannot say from their comments. I have to try it myself, which I'm not sure
Yeah.
what kind of platform it is, if
Yeah.
it's either sided to simulation or arcade style. No, how's the spectator mod coming along for Assetto Corsa? The same Assetto Corsa competizione. We haven't done any leagues yet, which we'll be doing next year.
Yeah.
But I heard it's different from Assetto Corsa. The Assetto Corsa broadcasting system we completely do not like, because you have to go.
And adjudication neither.
We have to go back to pits, and you have to go find the first driver again. And there is another way how to do it. In fact, we're going to do the V8 championship on Assetto Corsa, so that's how we're going to do it. So yes, unfortunately, Assetto Corsa is not going to be. Not going to continue working on it, because there's Assetto Corsa Competizione. It's full of mods, yes, we know. But the V8 championship had to be done on Assetto Corsa, as we agreed with Wave Italy. If there are any questions, let me check. Are there rally stages on R Factor 2? Rally stages? We're doing Hill Climb Championship, yes. We're doing a Hill Climb Championship both locally in our center and also online. But to be honest with you, I haven't even started working on it yet. We have a backlog of work to do.
Yeah.
Am I right, Adrian?
Please don't mention. But anyway, no. Hopefully, this backlog will come into place and fall into place by end of year. Hopefully, and then we kick off obviously a year with little backlog. And definitely a busy and interesting year coming up. So
it's crazy when you do this not as a for fun like many other leagues do. They finish from school or they finish from work, and in the evening they do a league or whatever it is. We are here all day long, calls going on, emails. We never stop, and we don't even have the time to enjoy some time to do some races between us, because we also have the management of our team as well. So yeah. As Miguel Enriquez asked also, will you be expanding championships to consoles like PS4 and Xbox? Yes, as I said a few minutes ago, we're starting doing something testing yet so far for doing Gran Turismo on PS4, and yeah, we'll be doing something on PS4 on Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
So far, we don't know what can come up next year. So I think that's about it for today.
I grab my list as usual.
As usual, Adrian will be thanking the sponsors.
Justin was saying the whole lot today. It didn't leave me so much space to talk about anyway. So I would like, obviously enough, as Justin said, this won't be, World Pro Racing won't be here if not thanks to these sponsors. We would like to thank Gaming Malta, Visit Malta, Enemed, Melita, GT Omega Racing, R Factor 2, Gamers.com.mt, SimRacing Limited, Transport Malta, Garmin, and Student Motorsport.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your support. Without you, we cannot operate. Without the drivers, we cannot operate. Without us, you can drive somewhere else. But we always try to do something, hopefully enjoyable as much as possible with the broadcast. I have more ideas coming up for the broadcasts where you can interact and have more views on the racing experience of the other drivers. So, but something that we will be working on it next year, to have more experience on watching the broadcast. So thanks everybody, and as usual, thanks to our family.
Yeah.
And thanks also on behalf of Adrian, me, and George, who is working behind the scenes at the moment on something else. We thank all our family for supporting us, because if instead of being there, eating dinner, having dinner with them and our children, we're here for you, discussing new opportunities, events, and whatnot. So thanks
So-
everybody.
Thanks for being with us. Next appointment is next Saturday for the 2 hours of butter special event, and then obviously you'll see again our faces on Monday. Thank you and have a good night.
Thank you and good night.
Aħna saħħalsulhom il-fuel. Ara ġej.
Wara ftit ġranet kellna rebbieħ ieħor fil-logħba tagħna kontra 30 sekonda bil-maqlub.
Suqu fuq ir-riserva xejdu le mhix se tieqaf.
Il-ġimgħa d-dieħla nkunu fuq pompa tal-enemed oħra nagħtu xi ħaġa oħra.
I'm
you.